Some patrons chanted, "Run them over," and one yelled, "Go get them." Other protesters, including a city paper contributor and gang members interviewed by WBAL, recall bar patrons calling them the N-word, among other racist epithets.
Well, you're not going to hear about that because they want that picture to be seen. It's black versus white.
Right.
They want a race war.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And this justifies the police state. This basically, this way they have a reason to justify the expansion of federal powers into the police force, and that's exactly what they're doing. This
we
is
have
by
to show
design,
them how to
ladies and
take
gentlemen.
control of a city.
Yep.
That's what they're trying to show.
Yep.
And this goes even more to the police credibility. I want to share with you guys a tweet that came out. This was 9:35 p.m., April 28th, 2015. Baltimore police. A group of criminals have just started a fire outside a library located at Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue. Okay. Less than 9 minutes later, Joan Swain writes, "Fire beside Pratt Library was not caused by a Molotov cocktail. Tear gas grenade landed on trash and its spark set the fire." How many times have we seen tear gas start fires? Just go back to Waco.
Oh,
the tear gas they were using there,
yep.
burning up, burning people up.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
We saw that with the cop over in California when they pumped tear gas in there and they're saying, burn it down, burn it down.
Yep.
Tear gas is flammable. These things are very flammable. So less than 9 minutes later, this reporter tweets that out, and you know, he says, "I'm a reporter," and that's what he saw. But the cops portray it differently. Now, I want to go to an article from 2015, earlier this year. Baltimore drug probe crumbles after court challenge. And this, it talks about many cases, but one about Devin Leroy Jones. Prosecution crumbled when questions were raised in court about the inconsistencies in Lugio's search warrant application. After the detective acknowledged those inconsistencies, a federal judge expressed concern of the reckless disregard for the truth. That's a federal judge saying that. You can't get a federal judge to say anything on behalf of a defendant unless they're totally moral, totally on the up and up. The next day, all the charges against Jones were dismissed and he was freed. Jones' case was listed in records that the Baltimore Sun requested from the city, dealing with dozens of lawsuits filed against officers in 2013 and 14. The request came after a Sun investigation showed last fall the city had paid $5.7 million since 2011 in court judgments and settlements in lawsuits alleging police brutality and other misconduct. So maybe we should look at the Baltimore PD a little closely and going, you know, who's running your organization? Are you guys deliberately crumbling and becoming corrupt so you can be taken over by a federal police force? That's obviously the objective that the mayor has set.
Yeah.
So maybe we should stop looking at the locals who live there, who are cleaning up after the other rioters. They're doing all these other cleanup actions. They're standing in front. From Steve Watson, we got the pictures and footage you won't see on TV of the Baltimore citizens done with the mindless rioters. And that's what we have to see more. We have to see more of this type of news come out, because otherwise the wrong picture is getting portrayed. The picture is becoming that we have to lock down these cities. We have to control these people. And here's another article from DC Clothesline, 12 unanswered questions about the Baltimore riots they don't want us to ask. And it talks about the staged events with the riots, which we talked about, and how they were ordered to stand down. But I just want to go over a few of the questions. Why are dozens of social media accounts that were linked to violence in Ferguson are now trying to stir up violence in Baltimore? That's a good question. Who was behind the aggressive social media campaign to organize a purge that would start at the mall at precisely 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon? Even though authorities had credible intelligence, which they issued in that report, that gangs would be specifically targeting police officers on Monday, why weren't they more prepared? Okay, if they were expecting this, why weren't they beefed up? On Tuesday, the captain of the Baltimore police tried to make us believe they weren't prepared because they were only anticipating a confrontation with high schoolers. Okay, and
like in Ferguson. Yeah.
Exactly. Here's number 5. Why are police officers in Baltimore claiming that they were instructed to stand down during the rioting on Monday afternoon? That's a big question. You know, why are these stand downs being ordered? I don't think it's just so, oh, we're going to let some people riot and get the anger out of their system. We don't let bank robbers go out and rob a couple banks to get it out of their system. Okay, it's wrong.
They stood there and watched as buildings burn, as people's family shops burned to the ground, as you know, all those police cars got burnt, and
now they've imposed this curfew, which is going to really economically hit the area.
Absolutely.
Anything open after 10 o'clock is going to be decimated for an entire week. And who knows, what's going to happen in the aftermath? What's going to, you know, what forces are going to be left behind police-wise? How militarized is it going to stay there for a while? And then when this police report comes out Friday, is that going to answer any questions?
And by the way, they are calling this a state of emergency. I thought it was interesting that the commander of the National Guard, she said that this is not martial law.
We are going to be out in massive force, and that just basically means that we are going to be patrolling the streets and out to ensure that we're protecting property. We are in a supporting mode, so if there are any questions about martial law, this is not martial law. Martial law means that at that point the military fully takes over, so we are not at that point. I repeat, not at that point. We are in support of the police department, and we will be taking our direction from the police department as in where we're going to go out and support.
So it's a state of emergency. It's not martial law.
Definitely not martial law.
I mean, there's troops on the streets.
There's MRAPs and tanks and National Guard. You know?
Locked and loaded. They got M4s. They got a curfew. The shops are closed. So it looks like martial law to me.
But that doesn't mean martial law. It's just like when they say we come in peace and they start shooting.
Oh, it's like an Orwellian term, state of emergency. I get you.
Right.
Hey, by the way, INFOWARS has boots on the ground in occupied Baltimore, Maryland right now as we take you to Joe Biggs and Jakari Jackson, and they're going to show us what it looks like after order out of chaos.
My name is Alex Jones. Most of you know me from my syndicated radio program and my documentary films, as well as INFOWARS Nightly News. When I got on air 20 years ago, I had discovered the globalist program, their plan to take over the world, and my focus went from running 6 miles every other day, swimming 2-3 miles a couple times a week, and lifting weights to focusing on fighting the globalist. I've gone from 279 pounds all the way down to 235 pounds, and the weight's going off even faster. Super Male Vitality, Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine, and Oxy Powder. Those 3 products of the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products are the most important from my own personal experience. And it wasn't just that my weight loss accelerated. My muscle mass increased. My stamina, my energy levels exploded. Now is the time to take action. Start your journey today with the Alex Challenge Pack. It's the trifecta of change. Secure yours today and get free shipping for a limited time at InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com.
Welcome back to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm Darren McBreen along with Rob Dew, and we just got contacted by Jakari Jackson and Joe Biggs, who are there in occupied Baltimore, Maryland. And we're going to go to that Ustream right now, and this is live, so let's go check it out.
So right now we have thousands of people marching down here from Pennsylvania Station, all in protest of the Freddie Gray killing that happened here in the custody of Baltimore police. Now what you can see up through here are tons of Humvees. Regular police, all of those people are out here right now. As we come over this way, you'll see all the people coming in to this exact area. Secret Service came in and moved some people. So far, we have been very welcomed for being out here. This has been a very peaceful day thus far.
get, make sure you get up on that. Can we clear this area, please?
So as you can see right here, thousands and thousands of people are now lined up in the street. They've been marching for 2.1 miles from Penn Station down the road in this area to put out It is a rampant problem that has been happening here in America. And quite frankly, we saw it in Ferguson. We're seeing it here. People are pissed off and they want some kind of answer. They want some kind of justice. And what that's going to be, we don't know yet. So far, it hasn't been the justice that anybody wants. But we're going to be out here. We're going to film this. We're going to bring it to you guys.
This city belongs to the people. We have an occupied force of law enforcement officers in our city, and we don't want you there. The people will take care of each other.
Wow, so it looks like the guys are about to embark on yet another great adventure. Should be interesting this evening.
Right. It looks like there's a peaceful protest about to start there in the town hall area, the city hall area. And, you know, it's interesting the way we put people on the ground and they get to talk. There's a video out there now. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Jakari and Joe run into a big INFOWARS fan. He knows exactly who they are. He's really happy that they're there. Well-dressed guys, got a shirt and tie on, and just, happy to see non-mainstream media. And that goes back to the old muckraking, what you used to have with these big media outlets. You used to have guys who would go in there and really dig for real stories. And before we get off into this next report, I want to remind people you can go to ustream.tv/Alex Jones Live. And they're going to be filing live reports all night on that Ustream channel, ustream.tv/Alex Jones Live. That's the one channel. We have lots of channels on there, but that's the one they'll be using tonight. And I just think the Ustream thing is amazing. We've upped the quality on it. We've really taken it to the next level. We bought a really expensive piece of equipment that fits on top of that camera, a Teradek. And it's really, given the guys a great tool to go out and capture that immediacy, because that is where the news is going. It's going to that immediate event, catching it, putting it out to people, letting other people share it around. That is how news is. That is where it's going. When I used to go out a lot with Alex, it was funny, onto these events and stuff. We would shoot a ton of video, and then we'd have to come back and edit it all. Now it's like that job doesn't almost need to be done anymore unless you really want to put a quality report together. Sure. But just being able to go out there and just kind of throw the media out. It's like throwing a bunch of stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks.
And the word's getting out because these guys are getting recognized. Last time, Jakari Jackson, they recognized him in a subway in New York. My God, it's INFOWARS. And locally here in Austin, we get the same thing. But the more we venture to other states, where all of us are being recognized, which says a lot about this organization. It says a lot about just how we're getting the truth out.
It's grassroots.
It's awesome.
It's grassroots. Yeah. I remember going with Alex to New York when he was going to take on Piers Morgan. And a security guard and a baggage handler each recognized Alex. They're like, thanks for coming to New York, Alex.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah, forget about Alex is recognized everywhere.
These guys, but it was almost like a Fight Club moment where they were like, thanks for coming, Alex. They knew why he was there. And it's just amazing. But this goes back to this whole muckraking thing, where digging for real news, not just accepting what is being told to us by this corporate-controlled, this big pharma-funded, this military-industrial complex-funded media that we have now, this rah-rah war machine. So John Bounce put together a report on why muckraking will never die. At least we hope it never dies. We hope it continues, and I think we're continuing that tradition here in INFOWARS. So we're going to go to that report, and then we'll be back. I've got some great fluoride news, some good news on the fluoride front, and we're going to share with you another report from Alex Jones about humanity's secret destiny revealed. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.